All right, before we get started, I just want to let everybody know on this podcast that me and Shannon hold, we're here to talk about twin flames, spirituality, non-duality, actually anything that you want to talk about. We're open to have those conversations. It's a safe space for us to just explore and talk about whatever we'd like to talk about. In the description box, if you ever want to reach us for one-on-ones, we'll have Shannon's email and my email if you want to speak about that. But we invite you all if you want to email us and join our weekly Zoom. And that's about it. Shannon, you can get started.
Okay, so I'm just going to start with, okay, so this came up for me a while back because, I write down so much shit. Um, it's right here. At least I think it is. Where the fuck did I put it? Okay, so, yeah. So when, do you still see the signs? Like as far as like numbers and stuff like that, do you still see them? I know you fucking don't, but I figured I'd ask anyways.
No, I do. I do. I see them, but like when I was on the path, I would see them a lot more. I mean, it was like in my face, like constantly, but they're still around, but not as prominent.
Okay. Yeah, because with me, it's like I see them, but and I like I said once before, I think it's like super cool, but there's no more stickiness to it. Like there's no holding on to it like I used to. It's like I see it and it's like, wow, okay, you know. And it's so weird. I'm not sure if the wowness is coming from the fact that we were told that those numbers are something magical. I don't know where that sense is coming from, is what I'm trying to say. Like, there's this sense of, oh, wow. But really, I don't even know what that is. I don't even know what it is, in this story of, apparently it's numbers, but I don't know where that sense of wildness is coming from. I'm like, is it coming from the fact that in spirituality, it's, it was told that it's this magical thing?
Well, like before, when I'd see the numbers on the path, I thought that it was leading to something. Like I would see the numbers, like, oh, my twin flame is going to call. Oh, I'm going to be back with my twin flame. Oh, my twin flame is connected to me. Or, oh my God, I'm spiritually, my consciousness, I'm in the fifth dimension now, or whatever. I don't know. It was always something that I was going to. So I don't have that anymore. I see the number and I'm like, oh, okay, like 222 is there. But it doesn't mean anything. It's not leading anywhere anymore. So I don't have the wow like you, but I do it just stops. Like I see the number and it stops. Before it was like a progressive feeling.
Yeah. See, and that's crazy because with me, it's like I don't know, I still get that honest, and it's like I've questioned the fact that, sorry, I'm still trying to write this damn email down.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I can talk about something. I don't know. I'll pick something. Yeah, I mean, I think basically before it was leading up to something, like the numbers were going to get me somewhere. I was going to get enlightened. I was going to, get to the fifth dimension. I was going to be in consciousness. I was going to go somewhere. I was going to be with my twin. And now everything is for what it is. There's no more progression because in the story, it's always leading up to something. But in non-duality, life is just happening and there's no reason and meaning behind it. So that's kind of how it goes here now. And I know you're still
No,
filling out this email.
No, I did.
Oh,
I just sent it off. Yeah, so
okay,
yeah, that's
cool.
where I'm at with the whole number thing.
So what else is on your mind?
So something else did come up. I don't know if you were ever into this, but during spirituality, like I was so fucking in it that I believed that there was such thing as like star seeds, indigo children, and all that shit. And I really believed that I was an Octarian. And there was this guy, and I don't know if you watched the video that I put out not too long ago, but there was this guy that I would follow, and he would literally connect with the Pleiadians and the Octarians, and he go, and I really thought it was fucking cool, right? So I was like, fuck, I wish I could do that. But now when I look back, when I look back, I'm like, what the fuck was that? And you know how some people do the light language, the soul language? They connect with the soul. I used to think that was super cool, and I still do, because I don't even know what the soul is or whatever, but I think it's cool that they have that. I don't even know how they do it, but I don't know if you believed in all that stuff.
I thought I was a star seed for a bit, but that wasn't really my I was more into prayer and Muji and Adi Shanti. I wouldn't really listen to that stuff, but I was like, oh, am I a star seed? I thought I was a healer, and I was a life coach. And I mean, I have like healing modalities. So I kind of done that. But yeah, I never really did all that stuff. Maybe Monique has, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think I had asked her, but I don't remember what her answer was. But yeah, I used to believe I was an Octarian, and I was like from the planet Neptune.
Oh, very
I really
interesting.
was in it. Like I really like felt like I was this special magical being that could, that wasn't from this planet, whatever that is. But you know what I'm saying? Like I really believed in that shit. He'd be like, I mean, he'd be like connected, and I'm like, how the hell does he do that? Like, yeah. But anyways,
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. All the spiritual stuff it's insane. But majority of the world is into that stuff. Like so many people are meditating now and doing all that stuff, and it's insane. But I mean, I was just right there with you doing all that. I mean, I wasn't going or whatever.
I know. I know. I don't I don't even know what that is anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just, yeah, it was a story.
Yeah, they're all
Most,
stories. Everything is a story. We are a story. Everything is an illusion. Today I was driving and I was looking at the clouds and I was just cracking up because it was like a cartoon cloud staring at me, and I was just like what is this? It's oh my god, it's crazy how everything is nothing, but it's all nothing. I don't know. It's insane. It's just funny.
yeah, let me see. I'm gonna see if something else came up for me too. I want to talk about. Okay. Okay, so oh man, I'm trying to find the one I wanted to talk about. So when you talk about divine partner, I always thought that the divine partner was the twin flame. I didn't
Oh,
know that it was you know, what you had described it was. I always felt like the divine partner was like a twin flame thing.
so I had both at the same time. It started 6 years ago. The twin flame came in my life, and the divine partner came in my life. And the twin flame rejected me. I rejected the divine partner. Um, it was I was being my twin to the divine partner. I was the one like, get away from me. I don't want it. Stop loving me. And my twin was like running away, and I wanted him. And it was like I was just watching this whole thing go down, and they disappeared as soon as I went into non-duality. So I
Yeah.
had both. Yeah. And it was the twin flame for me was so much more dramatic and stressful, but My divine partner, I feel bad. I hurt him so much. I mean, but he wouldn't get the point. I didn't want to be with him, you know. But yeah, I had both.
Yeah, see, I really always felt like the divine part. I don't know about you, Monique, but I always felt like the divine partner was always like is a twin flame. But you know, if you said it, I don't know.
Well, you
I
know
don't.
what? You know what? You can call them. I don't know. I mean, maybe I had two twin flames at the same time.
You would
Um,
know though. You would feel that familiarity. You would think feel. You would know. You know how what you felt with your twin flame.
well, that's what
You.
he felt for me.
Oh.
So I had a twin, and then I call him a divine partner, but he felt the way that I felt for my twin, but I didn't feel that for him. He had the unconditional love. I didn't. So I had two. I don't know. I mean, that's crazy, but they're both out of my life now. And they were both in my life while I was on the spiritual path for 5 years, and they're both gone now. So creepy.
What about you, Monique? Did you always feel like your twin flame was your like divine partner, or do you think those are two separate things? I don't know.
Well, I used to call it soulmate. So there was someone before, my twin who I'm still friends with, like who was the person, whatever, was completely in love with, like loved him and still love him as a person, as someone in my life. Like there was all that telepathy stuff. Like it was uncanny, weird, the stuff that we could do. Like we could just text each other and write the first letter of whatever we were trying to say, and it could be a 10-word conversation, and I would just put the first letters of everything I was trying, and he would know exactly what I said.
Wow.
And we did that. Like that was our thing. Like we would say that nobody else, there was never anyone else that we had each of us had ever met. We still do it. Like once he has a girlfriend who I love, she's amazing. But he's a really, I sold my Jeep to him when I moved here, and he sold me his motorcycle. Like we're still like that, we're really close. And every once in a while I'll send him a text like that with like 5, and he'll guess it, and I'll laugh, because he'll say, we still got it. Like, so yeah, but what I felt for him, I think, as far as 3D stuff, whatever if they call it that anymore, then I loved him more in a way, even though it was like dysfunctional and stuff, than my twin. But my twin and I resonated on a level that we didn't even need to speak. Like I never met someone who I felt was me. And we used to say that to each other. There I go, he'd say. I'd walk and trip or something, and he'd go, there I go. And I'd laugh because we had the same mannerisms. Like it was mirror image stuff. Like I have a tooth that's a little inverted on this side, and his is on the other side. Exact same dimples. Like
Wow.
Same shoe size, hand size. I mean, just weird. It was just uncanny how much we looked alike, thought alike, talked alike. Just he had a more southern accent, because he was from the border of Virginia and Ohio. But it was weird. I used to think, before I even know anything about twin flames, I used to think, this is me in a male body. This is me in a male body. Like, and I'd never had that particular, the person, never experienced that before. It's just a story. But as far as the twin flame thing, I believe it, it appears to happen as a catalyst for people to apparently wake up, or whatever you want to call it, to have the realization of this is what they are. This is it. That's so just weird. What I still think, that like if it ever happened, that apparently was the shift to the recognition, I'm sorry.
So weird because like Yasmin was saying, like with my second twin flame, I know this sounds crazy because I did have 3. I really did, y'all. I had 3, and I really didn't. I knew it was because it was the same shit. Like I would get that recognition right away, but I date other guys. But then here comes that motherfucker that I get the recognition with, and I'm seeing, you know what I'm saying? That shit starts to happen. And the second one saw it first. Like, you know how you said, Yasmin, yours saw it with you, and I didn't see it with him until we separated. That's when all the fucking, like, that intense magnetic pull started to happen. The names popping up everywhere, the numbers, and just the crazy shit that happens. And that's when that, but the other two, I saw it right away. The one in the beginning and the one at the end, I saw with those two right away. And it can happen. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. You can have more than just one. You can.
Yeah, I mean, my divine partner, I call him, he was telepathic with me. I wasn't telepathic with him. He recognized me first. I never recognized him. I was running away from him, and he'd be like, "Stop running away." And he was 80 years old. So
Jesus Christ.
yeah, so guys, I was
That's
like,
okay.
no. He was like, he really thought I was gonna be with him. I was like, no, okay, I'm not gonna be with you in this lifetime or at all, you know. And he was like, no, like you're the one. You're raising my consciousness. I mean, Jesus, it was like I was just pushing him away, trying to get to my twin. I was like, fuck both of them, man. I'm tired of this shit. But if it wasn't for them, I don't think I would have woke
I
up.
mean, did he look good as 80 years old? Did he have
I mean,
like,
yeah, no. Yeah, he was still Rico Suave and everything.
oh, okay.
But I just,
Did you
I
say-
couldn't.
Did you say wrinkle suave or wrinkle?
He still had trying to make the moves.
I
And stuff.
cannot.
And I was like, no, you know, no. I mean, it was bad. He tried to hold my hand one time. I ran, you know, I was like, stop.
When I was younger, I dated older men. Like one time, I think I was like 40 something and he was 70 something. So I get it.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's a big age range. I'm okay with like 10, 12 years, but not, I don't know about anything more than that.
It's funny though, not to change the subject, but Shannon, you said like there was no recognition till after. Well, yeah, like I just thought it was amazing that I felt like when I met him, there was a thing that I felt like, oh, this is it. I mean, I remember feeling like this is the one, because there was something resonated in me that was like, this is the person I've been waiting for. But, we were together 2.5 years before the polarities build up, they say, and then they repel. Okay. That appeared to happen that way. And it wasn't anything major. There was no major fighting. There was nothing. It was little tiny bickering at the end, but it was nothing big like that would have broken up anybody, especially when you're in a relationship that you feel is as perfect as I thought ours was. And I thought he felt the same way, but that's apparently what happens energetically, whatever they say. And it did feel like it happened that way, but I didn't have any of that till he left. Once he left, all the weird shit started happening, like the obsessive thoughts. Like I'd been through breakups before, had obsessive thoughts, but it was never, this was on like crack. This was like, but like it just, like it was happening to me. I couldn't make it stop. I was just like, I just got so desperate, not even to have him back in my life, but for the fucking obsessive thoughts to go the fuck away. Like I was like, I'm losing my mind over here. I've never been like this. I've been, but then there was all the other stuff, the energy, the sweating and the weird dreams and just crying, the sobbing, felt like I was purging something. I don't know what was happening. And then, I came across Twin Flames and it just resonated, like with you, it made sense. It was like, oh, and then, I know we talk about this sometimes, but I do have to say, like, there's still, I don't want to say for the person, because I don't really feel like there's anyone here anymore, but I still feel like it's a thing. I know you guys think it's just a story at the end of the day.
No, I believe
there's no separation between you and me or the cup of coffee, but it still feels like there's truth in it to me, like that, just because of what apparently that was experienced here. Like, not that it means anything, it doesn't mean shit. Like it just felt like, to me, it feels like it was there's truth in there's it just it makes
You
sense to
believe
me
in it.
still.
You believe in it still. You still have that belief of
I
the
think
twin
so.
flame
I think I
story.
still have some kind of like that really happened, even though I'm not like attached to the
It
outcome
did.
anymore. I don't feel
Mhm.
like I need him in my life anymore. I don't feel like if he comes back, I would even be fearful, because there was so much fear-based energy about if I ever saw him again, you know, for a long time, if I allowed myself to think about it, I would feel the undercurrent of panic and fear, right? Of that's gone. Like I feel peaceful around, and I feel like, there is no him, but I hope that whatever's happening there is good and happy. There's no more resentment, any kind of like, it's just so neutral. I just don't care.
Well,
I'm raising my
apparently.
hand. Oh,
Oh, go ahead.
no, I'm just so sorry because she was like, it happened to her. It happened to all of us. And that's why, like, some of the non-duality channels kind of get on my nerves because that shit really happened. My twin came back and forth. My story, he really woke me up. He was the reason why I woke up. Now, do I
Yeah.
have any meaning behind it? But no, that shit really happened. Like, it's not. I feel like they make it seem on non-duality channels like, oh yeah, it was nothing. Like everything is nothing, but everything still appears. And I'm not saying it's real from the realist, scientific term, but I'm saying it really happened. Like, so Monique, that journey really happened to you. That happened to me, and that happened to Shannon. And I think it's so hard to have a twin flame and be in non-duality because you're like trying to tell people a story that really shifted you. It broke me down. Like when he left the last time, I died. I literally felt like I was purging shit that was like and it was like constant sorrow and screams and cries and body shaking and moving. And
Yeah.
I mean, it was my kundalini, whatever. Is it real? I don't know, but it happened.
Here
It's
too.
so it's so it's so funny that you bring that up because this is something I wanted to talk about. I didn't really tell you guys with my second twin flame, the second one. It was right before my birthday when we separated, and man, it fucked me up. And I don't know if it's because of my whole divorce thing. And then I met my first twin flame, and then we separated, and then I met the second one, and it was just a little too much for me because I didn't understand what was happening to me. And literally, like, I was in such a dark hole that night on my birthday, at my birthday party, I fucking took an anxiety pill and I drank. And literally, my best friend was like, "You're acting like a bitch right now." She was like, "I don't know what the fuck is going on with you, but you are in rare form." And shortly after that was when I fell to my knees because I was just like, I didn't know what was going on. Like you said, I feel like something was died in me. And I fell to my knees and I was like, why? Like at the time I thought I was talking to God. I was like, why me? Blah, 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 blah. And then all of a sudden I heard a voice and it said, Shannon, he's coming. Shannon, he's coming. And if you would have asked me then, I'd have said it was God, right? Now I don't know what the fuck that was, okay? But it was Shannon, he's coming. So some sense told me to go on his Facebook. So I went on his Facebook, and when I went on his Facebook, he had put a post up. It was about him and this girl he's dated. Like that quick, he went and dated someone.
That's
And
telltale.
yeah, and then I was like, I looked at it, and he had told her, I love you, babe. Woo! I literally fell to my knees. I said, you told me he was coming. And I was screaming. And then all of a sudden I heard, Shannon, it's not real. Another voice, Shannon, it's not real. And I kept seeing it kept repeating itself like it did with, he's coming, he's coming. So I went immediately back on his Facebook. He deleted the whole post. It was gone within that split minute, like after I had looked at it and then went back on. So
Oh my
look,
God.
apparently things are happening in the story. Apparently it's happening, like, and it's so undescribable. Like we don't even understand like how it's happening, why it's happening. So yeah, that belief is gonna be there because these things are appearing to happen. And it's like we don't know what that is, but there's this like, it's so believable. It is because of what is happening. It's really believable. And apparently it's something's going on, and we don't know if it's going on because again, that's the blah blah blah. But fuck, man, you're in the story, so why not just, if you can't beat them, join them, you know?
I feel like that heartbreak broke me, like it shattered my being. It was that hurtful for him to leave me. You know, it was like a piece of me. I mean, I died. I ended up dying, obviously. The self fell off, but it took like a year of me processing and processing. But I mean, that shit is real. I mean, it's not real, but it's real. Like, and I want us to have like an open space to like share that experience, you know, because it really did happen. I really did cry my eyes out. I really did love him like I never loved anybody before. I had unconditional love for him. I really don't know what that means now. I just, you know, kind of live now. I don't want to even say now, but it's just happening. But oh my God. I mean, it brings you to your knees. It brings you, that's why Shannon, you're saying you got to your knees, because it's so intense, and it's so, and then apparently God showed me that I was going to marry him. So I thought I was going to be with him. And then it's right before non-duality. He got swiped. Like, I feel like the rug got pulled from me, and it was like, nope, you're not going to be with him anymore. And I was like, I was like devastated. I felt like I was a gremlin melting or something. It was so like, how could I not be with him? Like, he's me. We're one soul. And then it's like the rug got pulled from me, and then I completely lost myself at that time. And I mean, to be honest with you, it's the most devastating process ever. Obviously, I don't live that every day anymore. I mean, I don't even think of him anymore, but shit, I don't know. It's fucked up.
Did you ever watch El Hari? Like, her videos were so like, when the apparent character, whatever, was going through that whole journey, one of the things she talks about, which resonated so well, she's a twin flame coach, right? Like the other one. And her videos were, you know, when I was going through it, were so helpful. But one of the things that she said, and she taught the same way, like they're a catalyst, they're not, you know, but she did they are you and the whole thing like Kurt does. But one of her videos resonated, and she said, if it didn't hurt so much, it wouldn't have got your attention. She said, if it'd been like any other breakup, you wouldn't have noticed it. It had to get your attention. It was you know, and some folks say break open. I remember screaming on my bathroom floor and looking up and saying, kill me, please just kill me. And
Oh my God,
screaming that I wanted to die. Like,
so many suicidal words came out of my mouth.
Yeah.
In the process, like, I can't wait to die. You know, kill me now.
Yep.
I mean, and then like my family would be like, okay, you know, and I'm like, no, I'm fine, but I hope I die. And it's like, hope I die, you know, like, because the pain was so, I just feel like the whole spiritual twin flame process comes with suicidal thoughts.
It's pretty horrible.
Yeah, I just want to put a disclaimer. If you have suicidal thoughts, please call, you know, authorities, and don't take what we're saying lightly. But a lot of the spiritual path and the twin flame path comes with those suicidal thoughts. Like, I can't wait to die. Oh my God, just kill me now. And it's just like, I never spoke like that. I think Shannon, didn't you have some of that?
Oh yeah, I was suicidal for a minute there, but it wasn't, I became suicidal when it came to like, when I was spiritual, when I was having health issues and stuff. I didn't want to face it, didn't want to deal with it. So I just wanted to, you know, I don't even know if that's what it was. I don't know. But it came up, and it's quick. Happens, it comes and it goes. You know what I mean? But I do think like, you know, the whole twin flame thing, I don't know why all those things happen. I don't know. And like you're like, I don't know why that voice appeared. What was that? Telling me he's coming, and then saying it's not real. It's not. What the fuck is that? I mean, I heard it. It was clear as day. But like even with the whole like when I became religious, like when I was telling you, Yasmin, I heard, I am God, I am real. You are one of God's children. Come to me and be saved. Like I would never even say some shit like that, but I heard that. I heard the voice.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like, what is that? And yeah, it may have said it was God, but it doesn't mean that that's that whole narrative around God, though. Like, I don't know what that is. It's saying it's God, but I'm not going to go off of what other people are saying that it's supposed to be. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why the twin flame thing happens like it does. I don't know if it's a twin flame, right? It's just, it's a story, but it's hard not to believe in it because apparently it's happening to you. Astrology, I'm really into that. I believe in that shit. I ain't gonna lie. Like I believe in the whole astrology thing because like even with you, Yasmin, you say, the moons and it just all seems so real. It's in.
Yeah, yeah, that's why because I studied astrology for like 25 years, so I know like all that stuff. And some of that shit is real, I get along with certain people, I mean, but I don't, okay, so I don't have like, before it was like, oh my God, it's a full moon and like I would make like, it would be so heavy on me. Like the belief was so strong. Now it's
Right.
just like, all right, it's a full moon. Oh, that's why that shit happened. Whatever. Not a big deal. It's not a heavy handed meaning belief. I mean, religion lost that, spirituality, twin flame. It's just lighter. Life doesn't really mean that much.
Yeah.
But, I still believe that, a Leo and a Libra will get along and,
Yeah.
There
See,
could
that's
be,
you
what.
know,
Yeah.
yeah, there absolutely could be something to it, as far as energetically. We don't know what this is. We don't know what we're here for. We don't
Yeah.
know if, I mean, there is no us to be here, but whatever is appearing, I mean, I think, just from watching and seeing the people that have come into my life who I resonate with and who I don't, I always resonated with Sagittarius. I always have, not so much Aries, and I'm an Aries, but if I date an Aries, forget it. It just appears to happen that way. And Shannon, you were talking about hearing voices. This is just a quick thing that I could add to that, was that I could swear when I was going through the journey that I, out of the blue, heard my twin say, October, October.
See?
So I held on to that. Like, so every October since then, there's been 4. I keep thinking, oh, I'll see him. Now I just laugh at it, but about that. But I could have sworn, like for years, 3 years, I kept thinking, oh, and then I would try not to be like attached to it. I'm like, oh, it's
Yeah.
just, but yeah, for me, like it wasn't affirmed, but I could have sworn I heard his voice say October, October. I was like, where did that come from? What was that? I don't know. Who knows?
yeah,
Yeah.
there's
Now it
been
doesn't matter.
voices.
What do you say, Yasmin?
Oh, I was saying I had voices. I had God talking to me. I mean, that's what I thought. I had, visions. I had direction. I felt like I was being guided. I went here and someone came in all of that. I mean, I honestly, I feel like the non-duality experience was the biggest betrayal of my life because I literally felt like I got robbed. Like God played me. Like it was the worst death experience of my life. Like, oh, you're gonna be with your twin, you're gonna get enlightened, and I just went into nothing. And it was like, what the fuck, And I had so much mourning. Oh my God, it was so tough. But yeah, okay, we could talk about something else.
Well, no, I always felt like it was pointless. I mean, I still do because we're in the story. We can't get out of it. So, I mean, but apparently it happened it happened. It was meant to happen. Well, I don't even know that, but yeah, you know what I mean? But I was gonna say, we only got 3 minutes left, but I wanted just to throw in there. I still say affirmations. I do. I'll be like, I am. What is it? I am. No, I love how I feel good. I love how everything works in my favor. I'll say things like that, not because I believe in it, but just because I realize when I say it, shit starts to happen around me that I don't. It's unexplainable. So I still say all that stuff.
I think you can manifest. Honestly, I
Yeah.
do believe that energetically. I mean, I think that there's something to it. Like, how you, and I don't think it's trying. I mean, there's nothing, mantras are great, whatever, but and that's fine, whatever works for you, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
or appears to. I think that, like, energetically, when you're in that neutral zone, you know what I'm talking about, where you're just kind of like, there's no big highs, no low lows, and you're just kind of in there.
Mhm.
At least here, it seems like things just fall into place.
Mhm.
You know, even when things like little things will happen at the store or here where I'm blessed with, you know, there's just like all these cool things appear to happen. Like I got an extra candle when I ordered from Bath and Body Works. Stupid little things, but I didn't order 5. You know, but there was another one in the box, and it was like, oh, that was cool, thanks. You know what I mean? Just little things like that seem to, at least I'm noticing now, with no like attachment to it. Oh, that's cool. There's no like, yeah, you know, it's more of a even.
Yeah.
And I feel like that could be like a form of manifesting. I don't know.
So we only have a minute left, guys. But I don't know. I think this was a good talk. I mean, I don't know. I do have more things to talk about, but
Do you want to do
Let's do
another
a
one right
second.
now? Let's do a
Okay.
second.
so I will do the second one. I'm gonna make a quick phone call and then I'll invite you guys. My mom's been calling
Okay.
me off the chain since I've been on here. So
Okay, we'll do a second.
all right, I will invite you guys. All right. See you in the second one.
In a
Okay, bye.
second.
Bye.
See you soon.